056 0154, and we will be bringing you the latest from the scene as it develops there in Surrey on Sky News. Now we want to tell you the latest about Andy Murray. Of course, he won the US Open there last night at Flushing Meadows, becoming the first British man to win a tennis Grand Slam in 76 years, no less. Quite an achievement. And beating Novak Djokovic, no pushover, of course, in the final. It was the fifth time lucky for the Scot, who had previously lost out, of course, on 4 other Grand Slam titles.
After Wimbledon this year, you know, for a few days afterwards, you know, you think, is it ever going to happen? You know, obviously competing against some of the best players of all time, which makes it harder. You know, and I didn't say much the 2 hours before the match. It was quite quiet, and the locker rooms are completely deserted, so you're kind of on your own a lot. And I'm absolutely starving right now, so get a nice meal down me, and I'm sure the guys will try and force a few drinks down me as well.
We will kick on now. I mean, the confidence he gained, I mean, from the Olympics, really, it was the start of it. And now winning his first slam in the US Open. I mean, he'll just go on, I think, now to collect some slam titles and go on to be #1 in the world.
Well, Roger Taylor thinks so, but could this be the start of many more big wins for Murray? Now he's proved that he can actually win a Grand Slam title. Let's talk now with sports psychologist Amanda Owens, who was a former county-level tennis player as well herself, so no slouch on the courts either.
Hello.
as Andy was at last night. I mean, I want to look backwards first, because I mentioned the 4 previous disappointments. That could drag him down, but has he found a way of channeling those disappointments now and driving him forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the relationship he's got with Lendl has been key here, but also the support he's got from the team. Obviously, the strength conditioning, his girlfriend, Judy. I think the fact that the disappointments have acted as a psychological driver for him, and it's very interesting that Roger's just said about that he can be world #1, because I fully believe he's got the psychological attributes to be world #1. I mean, he's shown tremendous mental strength and mental toughness in the match last night, which I have to admit I stayed up and watched.
Do you know what, I gave up after the 4th set. I thought he's blown it again. You know how wrong I was. Maybe it was me going to bed that helped.
Shocking. No, he was playing fantastic tennis, especially under pressure, and the difference here was that there's usually a Murray dip, but in fact there wasn't this time. And as a tennis player, you need to maintain your intensity of focus and also the belief, and he showed that last night. So,
I mean, he's added that one extra dimension that it takes to make a champion, because it was always said he had the technical side, he had all the shots, he didn't need those changing. I'm thinking when Ivan Lendl came in as a coach, he has the physique, we know about his physical conditioning, but it was that mental side. He was always choking in sports parlance, so to speak. Is that what Lendl has changed?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Murray's had the belief, it's just actually exhibiting it and finishing off matches. And I think the relationship with Lendl has allowed Murray to really believe in himself, and actually for him to learn how to close off matches. And you know, mentally, tennis is such a psychological battle. It is mental gladiators, and you know, the toughness and strength and determination that Murray showed last night, early hours this morning, was just tremendous. And you know, hats off to him. What an achievement. I
mean, people saying that he has the capability now, the potential to become world #1. He's not that far off. And does he have that psychological advantage? Because, of course, he beat Federer in the Olympic final. Now he's taken out Djokovic. He's beginning to beat those that used to beat him.
I really do believe he will, yeah. I mean, I think I sat here about 2 years ago and I said that he would win a Grand Slam within 2 years. And I fully believe that Murray has got the psychological attributes to be world #1. We're in a unique era at the moment within tennis, but he's beaten Federer numerous occasions this year. You know, that was a key moment to win a gold medal. And you know, yesterday, I think the whole of the Olympics has been terribly inspiring, having that Team GB kind of element to winning for Andy, for winning the gold medal. I think it's really assisted, and you know, the momentum he's carried forward. So, you know, yes, I think we're in the midst of a world #1 here.
While we talk about his mental state, it was interesting, I think we saw it at Wimbledon as well, but it was at that US Open, particularly in the semi-final against Burdick. when the wind was awful and it was blowing the ball around and you were getting random things happening. Now, in the past, Andy Murray used to let that get to him. If something had gone wrong, even though it was no fault of his own, he almost, blamed nature or God or whatever it was. He internalised it, but now he seems to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Certainly, as a tennis player, I played national level and did have a world ranking, but nothing like Murray's. I mean, it's being able to deal with the conditions and psychologically also understanding the emotional control. And that's what Murray has so improved. And, watching him last night, well, early hours this morning, was like watching a different player.
It was, yeah.
I mean, he was so composed on key points. And tennis comes down to key points and making those right decisions. And he did it. Yeah. And, that's the sign of not just a champion, but of somebody who's really mastered the fact that he can win a Grand Slam.
Yeah, worth missing that Olympic parade for, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Very good to see you. The thoughts there of Amanda Owens. And just to let you know, on Sky News for iPad, there's more on Andy Murray's US Open victory, including image galleries of how that dramatic match unfolded. Sky customers get the app free, entirely free, if you put in your Sky ID. Some of the pictures you can view there online on the iPad. Let's bring you the picture from the city now with the business news. Here's Joel Hills.
Yeah, times are tough, even for those